Welcome back to part 2 of our Tom Arnold interview at Beans to Billions podcast. Check it out.
So, I'm also super grateful to Jim Cameron because when I got the part that day, Arnold, he said, "Don't tell anyone for 2 weeks." I'm like, I swear to God, I won't tell anyone the best news of my life. I run to my car, I call everyone I know. Nobody believes me. My wife thinks I'm back on drugs. And even that night in front of the mirror, look at myself like, wait a minute, why would he ask me to wait 2 weeks? Maybe that didn't. I found out why he asked me to wait 2 weeks to wait the movie out. I mean, it came out. He had to go for that meeting with Arnold and I over the phone. And I give them, and he comes in there and he's like, "Well, we can start building your life since I found the third guy." They're like, "Yes, fantastic. Who is it?" And he's like, "It's Tom Arnold." And they're like, "Yeah, that's horrible." He's like, "Why do you say that?" They're like, "Don't you read the tabloids? He's a crazy person." And Jim Cameron's like, "No, I don't read the tabloids, but I wrote this movie and he is the guy." And they're like, "Well, Jim, we're sorry. We cannot prove Tom Arnold." And Jim Cameron, to his credit, said, No. I'm the one that started. I wanted to make a movie there at Fox. Now we're going to go down the street and make it on the Paramount. And then, okay, we'll give her a chance. Kind of a day-to-day.
Yeah.
So I didn't know this. That would have been a little disappointing. So the Fox guys are coming to the set. I was hugging them, telling them, "Thank you for choosing me," and all this bullshit. And then finally we draft the movie. And this is after all that divorce shit went down. And the screening, what they do is get people, 250 people, into a theater. They don't know what they're going to watch, and they're going to rate it. And all of a sudden it comes up, "Oh, James Cameron movie, yay. Arnold Schwarzenegger, yay. Jamie Lee Curtis, yeah." And this is Tom Arnold, people booed.
Oh my God.
By the end of that movie, I think it lasted 2 hours. By the end of that, they fill out the card, and almost everybody, I was their favorite character. So they didn't know me. They didn't like me at first. They still didn't know me as movie, but they suddenly liked me.
Yeah. Well, that was also your first time, in the public eye, super out of, Roseanne's shadow. And that was a huge shadow to get out from under at that time, especially,
Well, I just tried to take the high road as much as possible.
Yeah. The funniest stand-up that I think I've ever seen, funniest 5 minutes of stand-up, was the roast you did with her. And that was absolutely.
That was scary. That was a scary thing because, I went like this. I knew she was doing a roast. The producer happened, I was on Howard Stern for whatever reason. The producer happened to call and, talk about the roast. And I said, he goes, "Joel Callan." I said, "Would you be interested in doing the roast?" I said, "Well, listen, maybe, but don't call me last minute. Don't call me at the last minute. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to, so nothing happens." And at the week of the roast on Tuesday, the roast is Saturday, Roseanne calls and leaves a message on my phone. We haven't talked for a long time. And she wants to talk to me. And so I called the producer. I said, "I want to call you because I know if I called her back and tell each other to fuck off somehow. What does she want me to do?" He said, "Well, she'd like you to come to the roast, dress as a waiter, and bring her a drink." And I go, "And then what?" "Well, then you leave." He goes,
"Oh, heck no."
Boy, Roseanne was, especially that, and not doing any jokes. That's not going to happen. So, but thank you anyway. So next day he calls back, "Hey, you will be roasting people. You come in, you roast the dais. Amy Schumer, the other people." And then I go, "And Roseanne?" "No, you don't roast Roseanne. You just roast them." I go, "Again, people will be mad that way." And they call it that thing. Anything you want. Anything you want. So I am talking to my ex-wife about it. I said, I would like, I have to be honest, we have a tough year, any year, year. I'd like to do this thing. And, and so I called my lawyers, said, "We'll do this. Let's see what they're going to give me, and give money and so I go to the next job." And then we realized there are restraining orders against both. It
Oh,
was
God.
more divorce decrees as things in it, like if she makes fun of my penis, she has to give me 100,000. If I say something about her vagina, I have to give
Mhm.
her 100,000. We can't be in the same room. We
Yeah.
cannot be in the same. So they had to spend all night Friday night, the lawyers in New York, opening that thing out, get rid of all that stuff, just so we could be in the same room.
Mhm.
And then Saturday morning of the show, I'm sitting there, okay, now I'm doing it. I realized I have not worked on it. This is what
Mhm.
I didn't want to happen, to not have jokes ready to go.
Mhm.
And I talked to Jake, sort of help, and she goes, "Do you have anything in your hand?" And I started writing down. I had 18 jokes, one joke for every year that I'd seen her. And
Oh, wow.
I said, write them down, go down there. They hide me on a lot, but it's still not 100% that I'm going to do it. You never know with her.
Mhm.
So I'm in a trailer, and then I hear Jane, what's her last name? Comedian that was on show with. She a teacher on the show with.
Oh, yeah. Oh, now you got me. Lynch, Jane Lynch.
Yeah. She's great.
Mhm.
No, she didn't always come, and she was the MC.
Mhm.
And they had made a few jokes about me before I got on. I knew they would. I knew. And then all of a sudden they moved me backstage at Jane. I would have Jane Lynch go, "Hey, oh, I guess someone would like about say hi." And she said,
Mhm.
Tom Arnold. And he was just back.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah. The sheer shock on everybody's faces was like,
yeah, you very seldom see real things like that. So, like,
Mhm.
I was nervous. And I'd seen, my thing is just get to your jokes and say something nice at the end, laugh through. And I believed she was over here. I didn't look at her. And at the end of my jokes, I was thinking, what did the other comics do when they're done? Over, give her a hug, or
Mhm.
just anyway. So I walked over, and it was a weird thing. And then I was like, that went well. I did that line. To do it.
Mhm.
And she ran backstage and said, "I want to tell you what, it's a great way to carry the hatchet and get all the photographers around. We want a picture of you guys." Like, no, I need to go to the bathroom. And so she
Mhm.
went that way, and I'm like, fucking, she doesn't want to. I take off. They take me.
Mhm.
And my wife calls her, "How'd it go?" I said, "Went well." They wanted a picture at the end, and she didn't want one. She was like, she had to go to the bathroom. And so I said, "Hell with it." She goes, "Of course she had to go. You have to look at a mirror." Take a picture of her ex-husband looking in the mirror and see if it's going home.
Mhm.
Oh, that's good. Okay. But it was good. It was good and nerve wracking. But I'm glad I did it. I've just another roast it. Oh,
Mhm.
roasting people. Uh, you know, I mean, the people that are great at it are, it just gets a little weird for me when I don't know them. Or better yet, when they don't know me and they're both
Mhm.
right now. Who's that big guy? He's that Jimmy, great big comedian. Vince, this big.
Mhm.
It's very funny. I'll think. And he was actually roast I'd set up. We have this Pete Era school here
Mhm.
in Los Angeles. Ralphie Bay.
Ralphie, yeah.
Not Ralphie Bay, it was me and Cameron and Arnold. And was put together. Acts really built this school.
Mhm.
And at least roast me, And so I was being honored. I was being honored. And Ralphie Bay starts, and I was like, I'm going to take you.
Mhm.
You don't know me, but you have to have a thick skin because that's,
Mhm.
and they trashed Arnold. This buddy was
Yeah.
good. They trashed about everything,
Mhm.
and that's kind of what, they were pretty pure folks. Like,
Yeah.
don't, it takes a little bit to get used.
Mhm.
And it always took me a little bit close to Warm Rivers. So I didn't want to say something mean, and
Mhm.
I like watching those.
Yeah.
It's
It's
still,
got to be scary doing them because you don't know if you're going to cross a line that's going to burn a bridge, even though it's all in good fun, right?
yeah.
So,
Well, you do have to think that way. But like I go, Roseanne, I got roasted by the original fryer.
mm-hmm,
And no, that was people, they didn't have really an audience. It certainly was televised. Jeez,
mm-hmm,
brutal. But once that happens, you realize, oh, they're doing that with
mm-hmm,
everybody. Yeah. So,
yeah.
you
So, Tom, what are you working on now? But besides being a single dad, you got anything in the pipeline that you're?
uh, the week before Christmas, I did a movie called Something Airplane. Mostly,
Mm-hmm,
and but definitely um, did a couple episodes of the show that
mm-hmm,
unsuited or unsuitable. I don't know. I have a bunch of stand-up dates.
yeah.
A week that I can go. I got 2 other movie dates. I do it January. I got to do what I got to do.
Okay.
I mean, I really,
Yeah.
there's no, that's no joke. No, no, and I mean, I'm very grateful for my life.
Mm-hmm,
Very small life. You know, downsized,
mm-hmm,
lived in a huge house. We really only hung out last week. It was a nice bath,
yeah.
2-week bath, like wide open, huge closets. But that's where the kids I hung out, that portion of the house. And so this house is maybe big. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just the closet and everything else. And it's
Yeah.
great because I keep an eye on it. I can hear them. I know what, they just
Yeah.
sounds like that. Or they just come like,
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
and
again, I mean, I think you at some point, you kind of find happiness in places you didn't expect it, right? When you're kind of young and hungry, it's all about, bigger, better, faster, more and more and more. And then I think, like, at least for me, and it sounds like for you, the being a single dad just changes your entire perspective. Like I went through a period where I was on food stamps, but I was happy. And before that, I was unhappy if I didn't have a brand new Porsche. Do you know what I mean? Like
well,
it was just a,
it's good that
mm-hmm,
we have been out and had fun days, partied, I partied, that's how, I've
mm-hmm,
had sex with women in my past,
mm-hmm,
not
yeah,
may not happen again, but
mm-hmm,
it's not a burning desire. Um, I just every day. And the one good thing about being in a relationship with one person is, you know, tries to cause such trouble and just, over and over, and it shows up, wants
mm-hmm,
us, whatever she does, is that I don't take anything for granted.
mm-hmm,
Writing thing, but also with the kids, there's no issue that goes unsolved. Me,
mm-hmm,
I don't take for granted that they'll be fine tomorrow. And I think when you're part of it is a whole, there's a lot of friends that went through these acrimonious divorce. They're like, and the mom didn't want the kids or whatever.
mm-hmm,
And they kind of step back and they knew, well, maybe it's closer to being adult. They'll see what feel it. But I don't have that luxury. I'm in it, and it's also the best thing for my kids. Every immediately in their life, stable. You know, I understand who they are,
mm-hmm,
which I enjoy. And so that's kind of the big, and we had COVID. So our business,
mm-hmm,
over 2 years, there was a writer's strike, which took it down.
mm-hmm,
And I was freaking out about money.
mm-hmm,
And I said, well, I just got to feel like everything is going to work. Just,
mm-hmm,
enjoy this time. Kids are homeschooled. We're around each other a lot.
yeah,
Enjoy it. And things will work out. And things, I've cut it close before. My credit cards have not worked.
mm-hmm,
We have cut it close that we may have bounced a couple checks. And that feeling, even today when I get gas,
mm-hmm,
I kind of like nervous. Because once that's happened to you, when I was younger, I had no money, obviously.
yeah.
Oh,
But you never forget it. Like
I
you
mean,
go from no money when you never had anything, it never feels unusual that you don't have it, right? Then when you go and you kind of, you've got $1 million in the bank at one point or more, you go, oh, this is just how it is. And then when you're sitting there going, oh crap, can I buy food? Can I buy gas? Can I pay the heat bill? It hurts the second time.
it does. And
Like,
I have made, when I was doing the bigger movies, at least $50 million. Shit, you know,
Mhm.
an old person go, $50 million, hey, we'll put some of that in the bank and we won't buy all these houses or whatever. I think
Mhm.
I never respected the money. I like
Mhm.
making more each movie. I like getting these things. When I didn't go, oh, this will stop.
Mhm.
And, I think because I was more comfortable when, when I was actually having to travel a little bit.
Mhm.
I still, I'm not poor like I was when I started.
Mhm.
Uh, I do make money, and I've spent over $2 million before. I had a,
Yeah.
but before I met my ex-wife, I also had a house in Beverly Hills, and
Mhm.
both are gone. And towards the end of that relationship, my thing was, I just have to get her out of this house.
Mhm.
What she can do, because this is untenable. This,
Mhm.
I lived for a while in the same house, one side house, the other, but you know, and that was bad. It was bad for the kids. It was bad
Mhm.
for me, and
Yeah.
actually,
Happiness is more important.
moved,
Yeah.
yeah, and that was, and then she's tried to break in every day since, but that was important. I had to take my guns, and there was scary things where she called the police, and I done stuff, and I have 21 cameras outside the house.
Mhm.
Reason for this reason, not for telling her. And I say,
Mhm.
hey, have your supervisor come down here. She's been here before. And then we'll watch the film. And they'd watch the film, and then they'd haul her out of there. But that's safe
Mhm.
pass, because I think the first two times that happened, they come, she's like, Tom Arnold is very violent. He has a lot of guns. I'm worried about my kids.
Mhm.
The cops have been hot. That's their job.
Mhm.
And, and as they got to know us, they said, if you even think she's going to call us so we don't come here. And then a judge,
Mhm.
which is a really weird thing you put in our stipulation, she cannot call the police for any reason. That's
Oh my God.
really wild. But
Yeah.
that's in there because she called him so much. And so things have gotten better. I think that the usual thing of, okay, she files this huge thing, wants to send me to jail for 2 years, tells the judge she thinks it'd be good for the kids if they're in
Mhm.
prison for 2 years, or being 2 minutes late on FaceTime. Then
Mhm.
just, uh, the judge turns to her lawyer and goes, buddy, do you think it's a good use of my limited resources here in court
Mhm.
to gather a jury right after COVID, have
Mhm.
in here, 6-week trial? And her lawyer's, okay, no, we'll cut it to 6 months so you don't have to have a jury. Like, it's never, and then
Mhm.
he just crosses everything out. And I did try to represent myself a while. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I was missing so much. I could not comprehend the stuff they were doing.
Yeah.
They were doing it, and how dangerous that would be for me.
Yeah.
So,
There's an old saying, you can't fight crazy. You
oh, it is. I'll tell you what it's like. It's like, I'm Batman, and
Mhm.
she is the Joker, and tried to co-parent. Batman tried to co-parent with the Joker, because
Mhm.
Batman has rules, right?
Mhm.
Certain things he won't do, especially for the kids. The Joker will shoot his bystander. That's really what
Mhm.
she will do. I can't even, and a lot of this is documented. And once
Mhm.
she'll threaten to do something in court now, the trial, she included as evidence against me somehow a video
Mhm.
that I'd shot of her on my first custody day, showing up at
Mhm.
my house and putting the kids to sleep, and
Mhm.
to sabotage that. And demanding, I called the police. I'm at locksmith. I'm going to get in this house. She threatens the nanny, who's an immigrant. I've called the police.
Mhm.
What if, I've called Lee out by the gate, trying to, and what happens is it scares the nanny. She opens
Mhm.
up the door. The kids come out. They were asleep. And so she ends up grabbing our little daughter and peeling off with her. She leaves our son on the curb with
Mhm.
Emmett, because it's always obvious when she's interested. And, those, that kind of behavior. And then for me, the judge to say, well, look, you got a video attached to this thing.
Mhm.
Let's see the video, which is so
Mhm.
great. And we sat there watching that video because the judge was like, oh my God. And the video includes her doing all that stuff, which is taking kids or threatening
Mhm.
kids is contempt. It's a court order, and you're saying, no, I'm ignoring it. You are contemptuous. You have to be contemptuous. And then she's filed 4 domestic violence restraining orders for things like he sends me too many messages, or he, he's done whatever. But her behavior in that video, which the court saw, is within the California domestic violence law. It's definitely the threats, the stuff, and then the yanking of the kids, and the sabotaging of bedtime. That is that's in my opinion, that's child abuse. So she put a video that shows her doing all these things, and then it's included in that video is a letter that she wrote to her therapist. She was working, Dr. Robin, was very official. Someone she saw on TV. She liked because she was Reese Witherspoon's friend. And she said, "I fire you because you said that Tom was a better parent." I mean, she put that.
Oh my God.
And I can't trust like that her therapist after examining, So, I mean, it's a piece of gold to me. And I'll say this about watching her watch it. She's like, I can't even look at it. I can't. And my lawyer's like, you know what it is though, because you attached it. Like your lawyer knows it is whatever. And I'm watching her. It's a weird thing because she is so offended by that video. And I said video of her behavior. And it doesn't cross her mind to go, I'm embarrassed by my behavior. Listen, I get behavior. I get embarrassed sometimes when I'm too loud with the kids and stuff. But she's off in a different world. I have to tell you, man. So hopefully this will be, again, you spend all your money. It's stressful for the kids. But hopefully we're getting somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope so too. That's a lot to go through, and to still try to, work and provide for yourself with that level of distraction in the background and constant dread and threat. It's not easy.
You got to think, but it was worse when we lived together. Do pretty quick with the kids. Oh, something's up with her. This is not going to be, she'd do a thing like I'd come off work exhausted. She'd wake me up. She wants to fight late at night. Wants to fight. Let's take it till the morning. Whenever she goes, well, now I'm going to go wake Jackson up, our son. He was I'm going to wake him up, tell him we're getting divorced. I go, oh, don't do that. That's a terrible idea. And I got to the door to stop her every time but one. Got out woke him out of it. Sounds like your mom and dad are getting divorced. We want you to know. Like, it's so crazy.
Oh, wow.
Traumatizing, but that's her. She does guardrails. There's no, she lies every time she opens her mouth. It's complicated anything with her because to get something done that's good, we can't figure out a way to make that her idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can also see it in kids. They're like, yeah, I don't want to go there. I don't want to,
Yeah.
But this is the way it is. And I just hope to survive. I've had some health issues. She's got.
I heard you had a mini stroke a while back.
I mean, an organ failure almost 5 years ago. I had two viruses, and I was on life support for 11 days at UCLA. And even then, like I only FaceTime my kids once while I was hospital because I wanted the ventilator out. I tell my brother, give the good report. But one day I kind of got it together, didn't have anything coming out of my body, had a nice little FaceTime with them. And then the day I got out, I tried to FaceTime them and she wouldn't let me, which is crazy. And then I was going to pick them up the next day. And she said, I'm not niece of the kids. I need to know everything about your medical situation. And, who's going to be at the house? Who's going to be overnight? I had a nurse and I was a little, winded. I wasn't 100%, but I needed to get the kid. I had a nurse and a nanny drive me over. So the kids, they see me, they come running and just give me great hugs. They're so happy to see me. And it's all. And so I get, start walk towards the car, and she appears on the second floor balcony in her lobby. And she's like, he's banned from this fucking building. Call the police. Call the police. Yes, man, we got to roll. And again, I'm written I've carried all the
Yeah.
poison thing out of the house. Well, we get in the car, we pull away, everything's full. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to have these guys right here. And my son's like, Daddy, Mom cried when she heard about you in the hospital. I'm like, oh my God, that is so sweet. And he's like, cried because you live. And you know, like she has a life insurance policy, $2 million life insurance policy. I had to pay.
Oh my God.
And I genuinely believe she cried because I live.
Yeah. Well, at least you know exactly what you're worth to her at that point, right?
So I count the thing. My daughter died last week on the 18th. And I think this life insurance, she'll be able to control it until the day my daughter turns 18. So I just got to live till then the kids again. But yeah, there's more to come. My kids are very smart. Early on, people said, well, don't worry because when they're 7, you know, they'll understand. Was my phone making sounds?
I believe it was. Yeah.
When they're 7, they'll understand. So I was like,
yeah,
I don't want that to happen. And who knows when they're 7? Who knows where I'll be? Right?
Exactly.
Or he's like, you know, he goes, what do you want? I go 50-50 custody. And he's like, no, you don't. I go, what? You say, well, wait till they're 8 and they're more fun. That seems like, I go, no, I want to do it all. I am going to do it all. I can do it all. There's nothing I can't that a mother could do. And I'm going to do it all. And so that's been the thing. And I get them more because they come back here early. But, you know, it's very, very satisfying. And they're growing up, interesting and funny, and they got their own stuff. And, you know, like we had the sleepover with 4 boys last night, which is a complicated thing. I've had the same sleepover with daughter, very complicated. Because if you have 3 kids, 2 of them split off. So, and then people's feelings are hurt. Daddy, they're talking to me, whatever. But if you have 4, the boys are a lot easier, but they'll go 2 and 2. And
the girls will kind of gang up on each other, and one gets excluded.
Girl stuff is way. The boy stuff, sometimes they'll be like being abusive, verbally calling each other names, calling, you know, and I don't like that either. Because sometimes you get a kid that's very sensitive. We've had two kids that never had a sleepover that were over here. And I take that very seriously because their parents trust me, expect me to keep an eye on shit and make sure everything goes on. And we really do a good job here because we do stuff. Like they want to eat. Okay, we go to the store, buy what you cook. You guys got to cook it all. And it's been you know, you see their self-esteem. They made fried chicken last night. They all got the table. They all ate together. And when they were very young, I said, well, sounds like you could do better. So my daughter would crack the eggs, little daughter, you know, high chair, and my son would make the breakfast, and then they'd eat it because they made it. And I think mine was better. But once I said, well, you just need to bake whatever. And then they kind of got into cooking stuff, like learning how to do this and that. And they make a lot of cakes. They do stuff. So anytime you can empower them, things are their ideas, and you know, but they're interesting kids that I have heard.
Yeah. So do you have since it's New Year's, do you have a New Year's resolution this year?
I'm lucky to be alive, man. I just think people saying, I turned 65 last year. Does it bother you getting older? I'm like, no, it doesn't. I'm glad. I'm happy. I like being alive. It's my favorite thing each day. And I really think that each day is, you know, I've had a couple other issues. I had 2 major cancer surgeries last year. I had complications. It's the complications, let me tell you.
Yeah.
It's the infection. But, you know, and those are always the type she files and stuff. But I heard there's 5, when she heard I had a stroke, she files. It's like cruelty. But, you know, I do take care of myself physiologically too. I do work out. After my stroke, I gained 80 pounds before it. I was thinking, what could have caused that? Look at the beard.
Yeah.
I had a beard, so you couldn't tell if that was. Beards are sweatpants for the face for a bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
You really can't tell. But I've changed a lot of things about my life, and kids let me do it. You know, the kids want my attention.
Yeah.
When I first started working out at the front of this house before the stroke, as soon as I got the headphones on, man, I've listened to my thing. They're standing right there.
Mm-hmm.
My lips go, they are standing right there. He did this. He did this. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that I would quit. A lot of times I did quit. I blamed them.
Mm-hmm.
Curious what's going on. But now they'll, if I get it, my daughter will put me on a timer, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Because okay, this is how long I'm going to go. I'm all yours. But the one day I actually heard Jack say to his sister, Dad needs to do this for his mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay. She's like, okay. But, they learn,
Oh, yeah.
So,
And you lose the 80 pounds, and where's Jenny Craig when you need him now, right?
that story, you know that story, right?
Yeah.
That was a good deal, though. There's a couple good deals I had. I was the Army's oven man for years, and that is the highest paying job I've ever had. You do the commercials, TV, then you do the voice for radio. It like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars more. Just going in and doing these lighters radio. It is very lucrative. $3 million, man, and then it just keeps paying off. And that job, and that Jenny Craig would have been one of those jobs.
Yeah.
But it did not work out. Roseanne and I were not the ideal people to lose 20 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, she offered $10 million to lose 20 pounds. She offered Jenny Craig, legit. We're like, hell yes. We can build a school with 20 pounds. We could do this. And we can afford to lose 20 pounds, perhaps. Let's do this shit. So they go over the house, all the new Jenny Craig food, Jenny Craig ice cream bars, tastes just like the real one. I was having like 20 of those for breakfast. 20, Jenny Craig with Haley. Jenny Craig with Haley.
Yeah.
And it turns out it's not unlimited, Jenny Craig.
Yeah, you got to pace yourself.
I can eat all of this. And they don't let you just say you lost 20 pounds like they should. Just worship. Well, I lost 20 pounds. Let's choose worship. Because of the game show scandal in the 50s, it's a federal offense to do that. They have to have a scientist weigh you. Scientists would go in our house, and we were gaining weight. I'd push her up as she got on the scale. You could lose little pounds if you push so forward. And I done that. I could get no more pounds off her or me. And so we're gaining weight. It's embarrassing. And I said, man, we could, people think we're nuts. We could build a school with 10 million. Let's do that. Plus, again, we can lose 20 pounds and help people. And then we said, we do husband and wife diet. Husband and wife, 24/7. I'm her sponsor. She's my sponsor. That's what we're going to do this shit. And we buff this and go off to the studio. And when I get home from the studio, day one, I walk in the kitchen. We have a big island to say that kitchen. And I walk behind her. She's eating a bag of Jenny Craig chocolate chip cookies. I'm her sponsor. I'm there to help her.
Yeah.
Go up behind her, grab the cookies, throw up this.
You got to get the cookies away.
I get the cookies like that. And then there was also a block of wood there with 9 knives on the island. And so it scared her when I grabbed the cookies. So she comes back, she's got the knife and holds up one. I'm like, okay, you're not going to. And yeah, she is just. So she stabs me. So, which would be funny if we were married 40 years. You go, hey, everybody just stabbed me.
That'd be one of those things. Hey, remember back then when you accidentally did that and we've been happy ever since?
A lot of guys get stabbed,
Yeah.
So, I was like, and they did moments like this. What would normal people do now? I've been stabbed. What would normal people do? Will they call 911? And the heads up, if you call 911, it will be recorded. And whatever you say will be played back on the news. So you might want to think about what you're going to say. So I called him and I go, hey, listen, Rosie and I are on this diet for Jenny Craig, and, situation happened. I walk in, she's eating baked and Craig chocolate chip cookies. I respond. So I take it away for her. I think it scared her because she grabbed a knife and then she stabbed me. And so what's our next move? And the person is like, I think you should handle this in-house. I go, that's exactly what I was saying. We got it. We got it. Yeah. So it's a pretty funny story. But Jenny Craig, when she heard about the news, fired us. So we did not get $10 million. And and be part of it, because that wasn't the branding she was going for.
Yeah.
Craig.
It's a shame that Snickers wasn't doing the "you're not yourself when you're hangry" thing back then, that you could have cashed in.
It should have. Danny Craig, you'll be
Yeah.
so hungry, you'll stab your husband. Danny Craig. So
Yeah.
I think this day and age, they would have made it work.
Mhm.
Like something, yes, particular with two crazy people that did it, but
Yeah. They hadn't heard that all publicity is good publicity.
it came and took all their food out of our freezer, all the Danny Craig, took all the ice cream bars and all.
We've gone over time here, and I feel bad that I've
But
eaten up more of your time here, I think, than we were planning on. Genuinely appreciate all the time. I've really enjoyed our chat. Hey, Tom, thank you for sharing your incredible journey with us today. From small town Iowa to Hollywood to wherever life takes you next, your story is a testament to resilience, reinvention, and the power of humor. Listeners, if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to subscribe to Beans to Billions. Leave us a review and share this episode with somebody who could use a laugh or a little bit of inspiration. Until next time, keep pushing, keep believing, and remember, every great success story starts with humble beginnings. See you on the next episode of Beans to Billions.